Hello and welcome back to Vinyl Friday, where I go through my records and talk about why I love them, usually. But this is the special episode for the month of May, and so today, as indicated by the title of the video, I'm going to be talking about 10 of what I think are the most underrated Beatles songs ever released. Let's go. I'm going to go in reverse order, so we're going to work our way up to 1, and it's going to become ever more exciting. For me at least, hopefully for you as well. Our 10th track, then, could be mistaken for a poor man's With a Little Help from My Friends, especially given the panel interview format of the verses.
What did you see when you had? I can't tell you, but I know it's mine.
But this song is way weirder. For example, it's got that whispery, eerie falsetto.
How does it feel to be one of the beautiful people?
I forgot to say the name of the song. The verse arrangement is also strangely empty, and it has this odd, unfamiliar instrument in it. I think it's a weird electronic instrument that was given to them as a gift. Editor Nancy is going to fact check this for me. I can talk out of my butt if I want, and she can just cut me out if I'm wrong. And now we're going to say the name of the track. The song is Baby You're a Rich Man from 1967's Magical Mystery Tour. Song number 9. It sounds like a blues, but quickly grabs us by the collar and takes us on this journey of weird, wild chord changes. And it even stops in at church at one point. Song number 9 is Dr. Robert from 1966's Revolver.
Being my friend, I said you called Dr. Robert.
I especially like that dropping in at church element of this song. It's, they're playing a harmonium, which is what gives it the free, reedy organ feel.
Well, you're feeling fine.
Very cleverly used, and also those harmonies are gorgeous, soaring, exceptionally good. Our 8th track has a chorus, and then it has like a post-chorus addendum. The song is Tell Me What You See from 1965's Help.
Tell me what you see.
And I love that. I love the keys on this track. I find them very warm and fuzzy. Very comforting. This is yet another solid use of call and response in the Beatles' oeuvre.
We will never be apart if I'm part of you.
And additionally, in the chorus, they're singing in a vocal register that they don't often use. It's very low.
It is no surprise now. What you see is me.
It's lower than I can sing. Open up your eyes now. Should have known better than to attempt that with the flu. Moving along. Song 7 is another one that's a sort of blues, but then sneaks in these quirky, unconventional chord changes. The track is Old Brown Shoe,
Stepping out this old brown shoe. Baby, I'm in love with you.
which I believe is from 1969. It was a B-side. I can't remember what it was a B-side for, but Editor Nancy does.
You know it ain't easy. You know how hard it can be.
But let's be honest, this track is on this list for the bass line. Take it away, bass correspondent.
Like a mountain singer, wearing on every finger.
Track 6 is one that may cop some flack because it was released in the 90s. It is Free as a Bird from Anthology. Now, I will concede that this track has very Jeff Lynne production. No offense to Jeff Lynne, but a complaint that I've heard leveled against this track is that there's too much of a producer's fingerprint on it. Also, you could make the criticism that John Lennon's audio quality isn't that good because they were going off tapes and they didn't have machine learning AI at the time.
It's the next best thing to be.
And obviously not all the Beatles were present at the time of recording. Beneath that, though, It is a solidly good song, I think, with some incredible vocal performances from both Paul and George.
Made me feel so free.
And that blistering slide guitar solo. Number 5 is a stunning song that deserves so much more attention than it gets, and I could say that about any of the songs on the list, I suppose, because that's kind of the point of the video. But this one features this fabulous, intoxicating instrumentation. The track is The Inner Light from 1968. It was also a B-side, and it was the B-side to Take It Away, Please, Editor Nancy.
Lady Madonna, baby at your breast.
I mean, listen to this. Listen to this instrumentation. Just stunning. The verses are this serenely pastoral landscape. Quiet, meditative.
I can know all things on earth.
Until the ending, which takes off and surprises us with this stunning 3-part harmony.
See all without looking, do all without doing.
Boom, bet you didn't see that coming.
Hello everyone, Editor Nancy here, because our anchor forgot to include song number 4. So here goes. Reading from her notes. Track 4, I'm just as bad as she is. Track 4 is Martha My Dear from the White Album, 1968.
Martha, my love, don't forget me.
This song is an impressively succinct, self-contained unit. Paul McCartney's vocals slide deftly in between lively horn arrangements.
Each other, city girl.
And when we talk about Paul's great piano pieces, we often think of songs like Lady Madonna, Let It Be, Long and Winding Road, etc. But this is a great riff that often escapes notice. Back to you.
When I was about 14 years old, I had this family friend who had been a big Beatles fan, and he found out that I was a Beatles fan, and he said, "Oh yeah, what's your favorite song?" And I think he was expecting it to be a gotcha moment, like, she only knows the songs from one. It's not charming when people do that, but, you know, anyway, 14-year-old me goes, "Everybody's got something to hide except for me and my monkey." Of course. He had never heard of that song, but it is our track 4. No? 3. It is our track 3. This track is this rowdy bacchanalian feel to it. Bacchanalian? Bacchanalian? I've only ever seen it written. It's just occurred to me now at this particular point in time.
Bacchanalian.
In any case, it's wildly fun. It's got this very forward, aggressive percussion.
Come on, come on. Come on, come on.
This song feels like going to a party where everyone is the right amount of fizzy. So that's our track 3. Track 2 is also fizzy, but it has a slightly different emphasis. Where Everybody's Got Something to Hide Except for Me and My Monkey is a sort of hedonistic song, or it feels, musically, it feels hedonistic. This track is more sublime and revelatory. Track number 2 is It's All Too Much. A George Harrison number from 1967 or 9. It's hard to say because it was recorded earlier than it was released. It was released on the Yellow Submarine. Doesn't matter. It's a great song, and it's underrated, and it fully deserves a place on this list. This song is the feeling of spiritual overwhelm that you get upon realizing your place within the interconnected web of our existence, set to music. It's joyful and reverent at the same time. Great song. Sparkly. The song sparkles, right? I love when songs sparkle. We're up to number 1. Woohoo! We made it. See, we've been amping up an excitement, or at least I hope we have. I've been ramping up an excitement, especially as I made this list about a week ago and then forgot what was on the list. So every track's been a surprise to me as I've worked my way through my notes. A journey for both of us. All of us. Hopefully there's more than one other person watching. Track number 1 is a song that I think is fully ahead of its time. It anticipates the early 1970s singer-songwriter boom. You can clearly hear the influence of the band and Bob Dylan, as this is a George song, and as he had recently been spending a lot of time with Bob Dylan and the band, that makes sense. The track is from the White Album, 1968, and it is called Long, Long, Long. The song has a beautiful melody.
How could I ever have lost you?
And it is so calm and so quiet, except for these booming, thunderous drum parts, which serve as a fantastic contrast against the quietness of the song. The ending's a bit weird, though. Anyway, that's it from me. This month, May 2025, has 5 Fridays. So next week's episode is going to be something a little bit different. We are still going to be listening to music. We're going to be listening to Beatles. We're going to be breaking down some songs, but in a slightly different format. And then the week after that, we're back to our regular programming. So if you enjoyed this episode, or you would like to support any of the weird things I do, I'll leave a link in the description to my Buy Me a Coffee page, where you are most welcome to make a donation if you wish, but no pressure, friends. Thank you so much to everybody who has made a donation or signed up as a member. I appreciate you very much, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart, genuinely. And the top. If you're curious about what any of my original music sounds like, I will leave a link in the description to that as well. Otherwise, thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you here next week. Have a great weekend! Hello and welcome back to Vinyl Friday, where I go through my records and... nope. Blah, 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 blah. Good. It is no surprise, especially with the flu. 3-part vocals. Vocals. Lust. New Zealand accent sneak it through again. Thus lust. The last week of May 2025 has another Friday. No, they all do. I'll leave a link in the